Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. This week, Amy Fisher and Dr. John Kopko from East Brunswick Public Schools introduced the new principal of Frost Elementary School. The Mayor's Trophy football game is coming up over Labor Day weekend. Judith Lebline talks with the two contenders. And the newly formed Education Foundation is encouraging residents to get involved. All of this and more is coming up, including a review of Monday night's Township Council meeting. And remember to check the Channel 8 Community Bulletin Board for the program guide for show dates and times. At Monday night's Township Council meeting, Mayor Ira Oskowski presented a proclamation to the East Brunswick Hadassah, naming October as Hadassah Month.
Whereas Hadassah, the Women's Zionist Organization of America, through its dedicated membership of over 550 women serving the East Brunswick chapter, is marking its 81st anniversary as a force for democracy in the United States. And whereas Hadassah continues to foster and enrich the Jewish cultural and spiritual traditions which have contributed so greatly to humanitarian values. And whereas Hadassah seeks to intensify its extensive services on behalf of the health, education, and well-being of the people of Israel, now therefore be proclaimed that I, Ira Oskowski, Mayor of the Township of East Brunswick, do hereby proclaim the period from October 1st, 1993 through October 31st, 1993 as Hadassah Month in East Brunswick, and extend my congratulations and best wishes to Hadassah on the celebration of their 81st anniversary. Be it further proclaimed that Civic Center Drive shall be renamed Hadassah Drive for the period of October 1st through October 30th, 1993. Congratulations.
Also at Monday's meeting, Township Zoning and Code Enforcement Officer Joan Farrell and the EB18 committee received a proclamation from the mayor for their part in the Take Pride in America campaign.
Whereas East Brunswick 18 received the U.S. Department of Interior's Volunteer Service Award for their participation in the Take Pride in America program. And whereas East Brunswick 18, also known as the East Brunswick Business Appearance Improvement Committee, has worked to foster improvements to the exterior conditions of businesses in the township by voluntary means, and to promote the same through the use of award. And whereas through programs such as Adopt a Highway, the Business Appearance Awards program, and their participation in the New Jersey Business and Industry Association's New Good Neighbor Award, East Brunswick 18 has gone a long way toward beautifying the existing commercial base. And now therefore be proclaimed that I, Ira Oskowski, Mayor of the Township of East Brunswick, do hereby commend EB18 for their work in our community and congratulate them on receiving the most prestigious Volunteer Service Award through the Take Pride in America program. Thank you very much to all.
In other council news, the East Brunswick Beautification Committee made a presentation to the council recommending the addition of landscaping and welcome signs at various corridors throughout the township. The committee proposed the addition of a Welcome to East Brunswick sign on Route 18 South near Tower Center. The sign will include the logos of various service organizations in town. Also proposed by the committee are 6 smaller signs to be located at key corridors entering the township. Committee members explained the details to the council.
The sign that we decided on at this point is a wooden constructed sign that would be erected, I guess, close to the Chamber of Commerce sign, opposite side of the street on Highway 18, up in the across from the Turnpike area. And the sign that we have here shows a dimension of 6 feet wide and approximately 7 feet high. And the upper portion of the sign would be what is called a sandblasted sign. In other words, it's pretty decorative. It's just not a flat board type of construction. But the lettering is etched out, and there would be gold filigrees, gold letters. The post would be colored with it would be a decorative looking type of a sign rather than just a flat placard sign that could be in metal or board.
Also at Monday night's meeting, Councilman Tom Clark withdrew his proposal of offering a reward for information about hate letters received by a Chinese-American township family.
Based on some late-breaking positive developments in the hate letters, I'm going to, at this time, ask to not take any action on a reward based on the information that I was furnished today and discussions I had with the mayor and with the police department. But if need be, in the future, there's a possibility that we would come back and ask for some type of money to be allocated if the need arises. But based on the information that was furnished to me today and discussions that I had, I think it's prudent at this point not to take any action on this reward. I don't know if the mayor would like to add any comments.
Yeah, I just have one comment. First, I have to compliment Councilman Clark because he has really been on top of this issue. And, you know, his heart is in the right place. Obviously, you know, he saw that the situation hasn't been 100% resolved at this point and wanted an additional push through a reward. But at this point, based on some of the information that's coming in, it does make sense not to go ahead with a reward.
Council members Tony Riccobono, Vince LeBlanc, Dave Zarnowski, and Tom Clark voted in favor of passing the township's $2.3 million capital improvements budget. Councilman Joe Hudak, who was not at Monday night's meeting, had previously voted against the budget.
Hi, I'm Amy Fisher, and today I'm outside Frost School with our superintendent, Dr. John Kopko. Dr. Kopko, next week is the beginning of school. Are we ready for school to open?
It is certainly the beginning of school, a little early this year, but we are ready to open. Our buildings are staffed, they've been cleaned, and we're looking forward to a very, very exciting and successful school term.
What are some of the projects that will be on the horizon for this year?
Well, Amy, just to name a few, there'll be continued emphasis on our integrated language arts program, which began some 2 years ago. There'll also be a brand new kindergarten curriculum that we'll be utilizing for the first time here in East Brunswick. There'll be an emphasis in our mathematics area. We'll be doing an awful lot of work in mathematics to reflect and address the recommendations that were presented to the Board of Education recently regarding our program here in the township on a K-12 basis. And many of the changes will reflect the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics proficiencies and recommendations as well. Some changes in our science area. There's a new curriculum in grades 7, 8, and 9. And that basically is to avoid some of the duplication that we saw over the previous years, to further emphasize higher order thinking skills, and to implement more technology in those areas. There's a new special education program at Memorial School, and that really reflects a basic goal of the Board of Education to return as many special education youngsters back to the district to more effectively educate them, because it's certainly better for them to go to school in their neighborhood school in their own hometown rather than traveling many miles outside the district. We'll probably be breaking ground as well in the early fall to add 6 brand new state-of-the-art science rooms to the high school. And a further addition, we have a new addition to our administrative staff, Dr. James Hoffman. Dr. Hoffman comes to us with a fine reputation from Lawrenceville, and he is the new principal of Frost School, so we'd like to welcome him as well.
And here he is. Well, we welcome you, Dr. Hoffman. How do you feel about being in East Brunswick?
I'm real excited about it. It's a type of coming home for me, as that my wife's family's from East Brunswick, so I have some real ties to the community.
That's great, and you've had an opportunity to meet some people since you've been here, only since July 28th, right? But you have had an opportunity to meet people?
It's been real good. I've gotten an opportunity to meet a lot of the administrators that are here throughout the summer. They've been very helpful to help me get myself going well, and they've offered as much assistance as I can use from them.
That's great. What do you have planned for the first few days of school?
My real goal to start out the school year is really to get to know the kids, to go around to the classrooms, visit them during lunches, just get a feel for the school with the kids here. I've had a month here now getting the school ready for them. I want to see how well my plans have worked out.
Well, we wish you lots of luck. And Dr. Kopko, it sounds like we're off to another great year.
Certainly hope so.
And I just want to remind everyone that the first day of school is Thursday, September 2nd. It's going to be a half day of school. Lunch will be served in all schools except East Brunswick High School. And then Friday, the next day, will be a full day of school. We're closed for Labor Day, and the next Tuesday will be a full day of school, the Tuesday after Labor Day. So we welcome everybody back to school.
If you like comedy, and if you like hockey, then you'll love The Mighty Ducks. This movie came out in January of this year and was a smash at the box office. At least it was for us. Emilio Estevez stars in this hilarious comedy as Gordon Bombay, the lawyer who never loses. But when he gets caught driving drunk, 6 months of community service is his sentence. Gordon is assigned the job of coaching the District 5 hockey team, whose players can't skate, can't score, and can't win. Gordon is unwilling to coach at first, but later realizes that there are more important things than winning. Armed with this new knowledge, Coach Bombay and the Mighty Ducks fly on to the biggest game of their lives. We gave this movie an A+. The script is packed with humor and keeps you laughing. You can find the Mighty Ducks at your East Brunswick library.
These may still be the dog days of summer, but fall's in the air here at East Brunswick High School. As the teams all prepare for their fall season, the whole community is getting ready for a really exciting event, the return of a gridiron classic, the Mayor's Trophy Game. At that game on Sunday, September 5th, the East Brunswick Golden Bears will face off against St. Bart's Buffaloes for the first time in over 10 years. Joining me are the presidents of both organizations. This is Tom Kelso and Paul Mezzo. Tom's with the Buffaloes and Paul is with the Golden Bears. Tell me, Tom, is all of your organization excited about this big upcoming event?
Very, very much so. Everybody's busy practicing, getting ready, both the cheerleading squads and the football squads. As Paul knows, this time of year is a very busy time getting ready for meeting the challenge of not only this game, but the regular season coming up.
Now tell me, Paul, are the parents just as excited and the coaches?
Yes, we see it as a renewed interest in football for the youth of the community, and it's kind of a final test before we start our regular season.
Now, as I understand it, although you're both Pop Warner sanctioned, you aren't in the same league, so this will be the only time that the Buffaloes will meet the Bears, or the Bears meet the Buffaloes, have to go equal time. Now, in this September Classic, and we hope that it becomes a tradition again, in the morning there will be scrimmage games, as I understand. Tell us about the morning.
Yes, the St. Bart's Buffaloes have a program which is referred to as the Mighty Mites, and they are 7, 8, and 9-year-olds up to 80 pounds who play full contact with full equipment. In our conference, we will be scrimmaging that day the Marlboro Blue team at 9 o'clock in the morning, which is the first series, and that's precedes our opening game, which is September the 12th.
Now, a similar team in the Golden Bears is the Cubs, right?
Right. We have it's a non-Pop Warner football team. It's 5, 6, and 7-year-olds, and we play full equipment, full contact. It's our answer. Central Jersey has a flag program, which we have opted out of and have used the full contact in its place, and they'll play for an hour after the Mighty Mites.
And that's followed by flag football with the Buffaloes, another scrimmage game.
Yes, we have with the Buffaloes a 5- and 6-year-old flag football program, which is our starter program for the very young boys. And we have 2 teams, and they will play each other a regular season schedule against each other, and this is their opening game of the year.
Okay, at 1:30 we have a big event. It's the official ball toss and it's the official ceremony, and Council Vice President Tom Clark will be there hosting the activities, and there are going to be proclamations and some different demonstrations, and then the real classic begins at 2 o'clock, and the Buffaloes are going to actually meet the Bears here at the high school stadium. And who's first?
The first team are the junior Pee Wee teams, and they are consisting of the 8, 9, and 10-year-olds up to 90 pounds. And many of these kids are experienced players from the instructional team with Paul's organization and with the Mighty Mites from ours. And there's a lot of excitement I see on the practice field every day amongst those kids, knowing that pretty soon the Bears will be their opponent.
And after that game?
After that game, we'll go to the Pee-wees, which are 10, 11, and some 12-year-olds, and they play up to 105 pounds, and they'll be competing for the next round, and then we go right into the midgets.
That's my favorite, the largest group, and they're called the midgets. I still haven't been able to figure that out. And there will be trophies, both to the challenger and the champions of each conference, and we're also going to have some refreshments sold by the East Brunswick Sports Boosters and some fundraising cake sale for Camp Daisy. So it should be a wonderful day, and we invite all of East Brunswick residents to come on out to the return of this Gridiron Classic. And by the way, Labor Day weekend, there's soccer tournaments going on all over town from the East Brunswick Soccer Club, and the community beach is still open. And enjoy that last great weekend of the summer and get ready for football season. Come on down.
Hi, I'm Amy Fisher, and I'm the Director of Community Relations for the school system. Last month we were here talking about the new East Brunswick Education Foundation, and here we are again, this time with Michael Simon, who is the Vice President and Publicity Chair of the Foundation, and Elaine Stagg, who is the Chair of the Fundraising Committee. Michael, would you give us a little bit of background about the foundation? What is it, and how did it get started?
Certainly. The East Brunswick Education Foundation is a nonprofit corporation which was started by area parents and business people who were concerned about the ever-reliance on a local ever-shrinking property tax base to support the school system. 2 years ago, under the leadership of Dr. Kopko, the superintendent, a partnership steering committee was formed. And the steering committee investigated foundations in other school districts and sought to establish relationships and partnerships between the school district and various businesses. As a result of that, this past June, the foundation was incorporated and has gotten underway. The purpose of the foundation is to raise money and to provide other resources to the school system through enhancement and enrichment programs and support that otherwise we would not be able to achieve, and hopefully even better the excellent school system that we have.
The logo and the motto of the foundation is to support excellence, and actually it's not to replace local taxes, it's to enhance.
It's to provide enrichment and enhancement programs through the school district.
Now, Elaine, the foundation is just about to embark on its first big fundraising project. Could you tell us about that?
Well, we've only been spending a few weeks on it, but we're really excited about it. This weekend we're launching a community booth we're going to be having at the Brunswick Square Mall this Saturday and Sunday, an information booth to tell everybody in the community what we're planning on doing, what we're all about, and who are our founding sponsors of the foundation. And I'd like to read you some of the, all of the people who have at this time contributed. And that's Bagel Express, Chow's 18, Christie's Florist, Civic Center Pharmacy, Flash for Hair, Greater Media Newspapers, Johnson & Johnson, Julius Scissor, Myers Toy Store, Middlesex Office Furniture, Perry's Food Market, Sandy's Luncheonette, 7-Eleven Food Store on Ruse Lane, Sir Speedy Printing, Flash for Hair, Sports and Stuff, Stefano's Restaurant, Trattoria Madeira Restaurant, United Jersey Bank, Webcraft Technologies, and Mike's Shell Station. And they're really helping us get this weekend started.
And now, after this weekend, you'll be meeting and then
coordinating more fundraising activities during the year, contacting other businesses in the community.
And once funds are raised, then what's going to happen? Once you get an initial funding, what will happen, Michael?
Well, there are a number of projects that we would like to support in the school system. Technology is one of them. Grants for teachers to develop innovative programs and teaching skills are another. So once we start having money, we will solicit input from teachers, from the schools, from parents who have ideas that we can start to support. Again, enrichment programs, enhancement programs, not basic educational programs.
Right. What's being done to publicize this whole effort?
Well, there's this show on Channel 8. In yesterday's Sentinel, we took out an ad which was actually donated by Greater Media Newspapers. You can read about all the stores that are participating. We're going to be having the information booth at the Brunswick Square Mall Saturday and Sunday, so we urge all the residents to come down, talk to the various members of the foundation who will be there to learn more about it. In addition, those stores, businesses that are contributing will be highlighted in this upcoming edition of Spotlight on Education. And this weekend also we have made up posters which will appear in those windows of the stores that are participating. So everybody out there who wants to look for these posters knows that those stores are sponsoring us. In addition, everybody who does sponsor will get a little decal to put in the window to let us know, and let the community know that they are a sponsor of the foundation.
That's great. And if anyone wants to get in touch with the foundation, the address is the same as the school administration building, which is 760 Route 18, East Brunswick, and the telephone number is 613-6708. But I want to emphasize that even though the address is the same, the foundation is a totally separate entity and it really has its own board of directors. The chairman is Mel Benjamin and the president is Jerry Ostroff, both of whom are executives of J&J. And as I said, Michael is the vice president. So it's a whole new group in town, and we hope that other members of the community might be interested in serving on a committee or just donating money or equipment, and anyone who's interested could write or call to the foundation. Thanks a lot for being here, and good luck with the weekend.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome back once again to a brand new season of Your Pet Doctor. I'm your host, Dolly Vasta, and my co-host is...
I'm Dr. Brian Johnson from the Cranberry Veterinary Hospital in East Brunswick.
That's right. And you know something, Brian? The kids are all ready to go back to school.
Yep.
So maybe now's the time to think of a brand new pet.
This would be a perfect time.
All right. Supposing we wanted to go out and buy a puppy. Okay. What does the average person look for in a puppy?
Well, several things. First of all, of course, you want to have one which is compatible with your likes, your dislikes, your allergies, if any, and the size of your home.
Very good.
You may love St. Bernards, but if you have a 3-room apartment, probably not the best choice.
Probably not.
But when you finally get there and you look at puppies, assuming that you've finally picked one general category that you like, what do you want to look for in a puppy? Well, first of all, have a puppy that's outgoing. Remember, his personality is 80% of what you're getting. So you want a dog that's outgoing, friendly, preferably comes over slowly and licks your nose or sniffs your nose. One that is playful with the rest of the group, not one that hides in the back, or one that sleeps and won't get up and move. Especially if you're looking in a pound or someplace where they have a lot of dogs. Don't go for your quiet, timid dog, because that frequently is the sick dog. You don't want that. Also, check out and make sure his hair is in good shape. There are problems with ringworm, with different types of skin conditions. Make sure it has a nice coat. Look at his head. No discharge from the eyes, no discharge from the nose, which is usually a sign of bad news diseases. Pick him up. It should feel solid. If you can feel every bone in his body, the chances are he's got a heavier infestation of worms than normal. And I say it that way because 80 to 90% of dogs and cats have worms, and that's not a problem as far as rejecting or making a bad dog. That just means you have to get them to the veterinarian to get these things checked out and squared away.
Now, do you think that a quiet child would go to an outgoing puppy, or would they be attracted to a more quiet puppy?
Kids and dogs are attracted no matter what. The other night, last night, I was looking down, and I have a 13-year-old, and he's sleeping on the floor with the Doberman sleeping perpendicular to him with his Doberman's head on the shoulder, and they do fine. Now, it could just as easily be a little all-American dog or one of my toy poodles. Kids and dogs
intermix.
Absolutely.
So you shouldn't then say, well, this puppy is too frisky. I've heard people say this. We didn't get this puppy because he was too frisky. He was climbing all over, jumping all over. We went for the little quiet one, or else I have also heard people say, and I'm sure you have too, well, we took the runt because we thought no one else would adopt him.
Well, the runt goes first because everybody thinks that. The runt will have no problem. And not necessarily will that dog have any problems later on in life. He's just got a slow start. Happens all the time, and some of the litters that I've followed through, the runt has turned out to be the largest dog in the litter.
So that doesn't make any difference if,
Not at all.
someone says that it's the runt of a litter.
No, I wouldn't, unless there's some obvious physical deformity or defect. But as far as one dog being smaller, no. It's more, I would put more of the emphasis on trying to find the right type of dog for your family. If it's generally a quiet family, the golden retriever, a marshmallow, and they're just nice dogs. If you're in an apartment, I push people to a smaller dog. If you've got lots of field in your backyard, well, sure, then a Doberman, a Rottweiler, a Great Dane, that's fine. So you somewhat have to find out what the family status is.
Well, with that in mind, and we're getting the signal
Okay.
to wrap it up, so we're going to continue this series next week with shots and what you have to do for it, and then maybe even into toys. I love to play with toys.
Okay.
So we hope all of you out there had a great summer along with your pet, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
And have a good day, folks.